Hello Tigers, and welcome to the TMNtv newscast for Wednesday, February 12th, 2019. Stay tuned for the latest news at Fort Hays State University and around Northwest Kansas and the nation. I am Lauryn Davis, and Lexi Gross and Haley White will join us later to fill you in on what's going on around the rest of the world and sports world. But first, here's what's making news in Tigerland. Even though the annual Wild West Festival isn't until the summer, organizers are hitting the ground in hopes of fundraising. On February 22nd, the organization will host a fundraiser dinner to provide funding for the annual festival. The event will begin at 5 p.m. and include a roast dinner, social hour, silent auction, 50-50 raffle, and music by DOC. The night will take place at the Shank Building at the Ellis County Fairgrounds. Entertainment for this summer's festival includes Michael Ray, Restless Heart, and Shenandoah, and rock band Firehouse. For more information or tickets to the fundraiser on February 22nd, stop by the Hays Welcome Center or a Wild West Festival committee member. Wichita police are looking at a new strain of drugs as a possible cause for multiple overdoses last weekend. 4 overdoses are believed to be tied to oxycodone pills laced with fentanyl, according to the Wichita Eagle. A 19-year-old died after taking a pill, and 3 others were rendered unconscious from the drugs. Officers said tests revealed fentanyl was a factor in one of the cases, and they suspect it was present in the other 3 cases also. According to the Wichita PD, oxycodone pills laced with fentanyl are 30 to 50 times more powerful than heroin. Nights around the city of Hutchinson might be a bit quieter after law enforcement arrested 2 suspects they believe are responsible for setting off explosive devices the past few weeks. According to the Hutchinson News, 2 18-year-olds were stopped after law enforcement were tipped off about possible improvised explosive devices in a pickup. A tote full of explosive devices was found in the truck, and special personnel were called in to take possession of the explosives. A total of 80 homemade devices were found during the stop, and law enforcement said the majority of them were similar to the power of a quarter stick of dynamite. The 2 suspects, Tyler Braungrager and Andrew Hoffman, were both booked into jail and later posted bond. The explosions around Hutchinson and South Hutchinson have been reported for several weeks. The Student Health Center hosted a Be the Match bone marrow drive at a recent FHSU basketball game. TMN reporter Gary Lee filed this report on the event.
On Thursday, February 6th, the Fort Hays State University during the Barstow game, the Student Health Center in Girls Coliseum hosted the sponsoring bone marrow public welfare activities. During the activity, the staff explained to the volunteers patiently and offered help on registration. The volunteers actively participated in this meaningful activity.
My name is Amanda McClure. I'm a nurse at the Student Health Center at Fort Hays, and we are here getting people registered for the bone marrow donor registry.
Can you give us a brief description of the donation process?
So here at the registration event, it's a simple questionnaire about some health history, and then you would do a cheek swab with a Q-tip. We send those off, and then they put them in the National Registry so that if someone would need a bone marrow transplant, they would look to that registry and see if there were a match. And if you were a match, you'd get a phone call and ask if you were willing to donate.
Does the donation affect the body?
So nothing tonight is affecting much of anything. It's just a few skin cells off your cheek. If you would end up being called and you would be a donor, most of the time it's a blood donation. So they would take out the blood, take out what they need, and then give you back the rest. And then it takes 4 to 5 weeks kind of for your marrow to regenerate. So it's not detrimental. It just kind of depletes your bone marrow for a little bit.
Meanwhile, Amanda McCurd from the Student Health Center's registered nurse made an appeal for more people to join the team to save more patients with blood diseases from Tiger Media Network.
When we return from this short break, Lexi will be here with more news from around the region.
Leadership is an interdisciplinary applied social science. So what that means is it's interdisciplinary in nature, which means that we bring in research and theories from a whole variety of different academic disciplines, and we put them together in ways that help students become effective agents of change in a whole variety of organizational settings. We teach transferable skills that work in lots of different organizational contexts. So things like change making and how organizations handle change and promote positive change, communication skills, critical thinking, emotional intelligence, a whole variety of other things that can be applied in lots of different types of situations.
I've learned a lot, especially through self-reflection, that is a big part of the leadership program. It's given me a lot of new tools and abilities to handle conflict, as well as showing me that I can be creative and I can do different things than what I'd always thought I was able to do.
I think that's so unique within the leadership department is we work on those personal development skills and how to be more empathetic towards other people and how to make our team members better people and how to make ourselves better people. And I think that's one thing that I've really appreciated and taken away from my time here at Fort Hays and in the leadership studies department is that it doesn't take a whole lot to be kind.
You know, leadership studies is all about how you work with people, how you connect with them, how you develop relationships. When I look at our students, I just want them to know that they can create change just as much as anybody else can. And that is what leadership studies is all about, is working with other people to create positive change, whether it be in our organizations, communities, or even the nation or world.
My name is Allie and I'm a senior business major at Fort Hays. I love working for TMN. It has made me a more experienced photographer and really helped me professionally due to all the changing environments and the different opportunities. I've also been able to meet and talk to a lot of people, which has helped bring me out of my shell.
Welcome back. Here's a look at what's making news around the country and region. The infamous impeachment trial has finally reached its end. 100 senators voted last week on whether to acquit President Trump or have him removed from office. According to CNN News, the final vote ended up 52-48 on the abuse of power article and 53-47 on the obstruction of Congress charge. It would have taken 67 Senate votes to convict him. The most shocking vote came from Senator Mitt Romney, who voted to remove the president from his own party after voting to convict Trump on the first article. The trial has officially concluded and President Trump is in the clear, although many Democrats believe the real trial will take place during elections in November. It was a historic night at the 92nd Academy Awards earlier this week. International cinema made its mark on the Oscars with the South Korean film Parasite. Parasite became the first non-English film to win the award for Best Picture. The film also won Oscars for Best Director, Best Screenplay, and Best International Feature. The Parasite's winning streak has many movie buffs wondering if Hollywood may be ready to acknowledge and honor more international films. Tuesday night's New Hampshire primary ended in a victory for Bernie Sanders, but by only a slim margin. The independent senator from Vermont who is seeking the Democratic running spot in this year's presidential election. Pete Buttigieg was a close second, followed by Senator Amy Klobuchar in third. Two Democratic candidates dropped out after the primary, Andrew Yang and Senator Michael Bennet. On Wednesday, Devil Patrick dropped out of the race as well. A student at Kansas State University has thrust the college into the national spotlight, but for the wrong reasons. The student is alleged to have launched a group whose former organization was the result of protests on campus and Manhattan, according to Tribune News Service. The organization is believed to be part of the new white nationalist movement. The movement suffered a setback after a car ran through protesters at a Charlottesville, Virginia rally in 2017. The new organization at KSU was announced last month and is called America First Students. The group had a meeting in late January. K-State officials have said the group is not operated or controlled by the university. When we return from this short break, Haley will be here with a look at what's happening in the sports world.
Tiger Media Network is the independent student media organization here at Fort Hays State University. It encompasses audio, video, print, photography, digital news. There's a little bit of everything at TMN.
They offer so many different events, opportunities, just so many different things to go out and do and learn so that you can make a more compelling story and just help develop you as a storyteller.
I toured this facility and I saw this radio station and then the TV studio, and I was like, yeah, this is something that I definitely need to be a part of. Here, you know, I was instantly able to make my own content, being able to broadcast my own shows.
If you have a passion about sports or about news, it doesn't matter. You can come here and you can work from day one and get that experience that demonstrates your ability to be a professional in the media industry.
Hello Tigers, I'm Haley White with this week's sports update. FHSU men's basketball added 2 more to its win column while keeping a 4-game win streak alive, knocking off Newman Thursday night 79-72 and Central Oklahoma 81-73 on Saturday. With the win, the Tigers climbed up to sit in a tie for 10th in MIAA standings. It's a pivotal week for the men when it comes to conference standings. The Tigers will be back on the road this week to face Central Missouri, who has an identical 4-9 record in the MIAA, and Lincoln, who is 1 game ahead. The contest against the Mules is slated for 7:30 p.m. Thursday, followed by a 3 p.m. start against Lincoln on Saturday. FHSU women's basketball split its week of play inside Gross Memorial Coliseum, beating Newman 78-58 but falling to Central Oklahoma 77-66. It was the Tigers' balanced scoring effort on Thursday that enhanced the team to win, as FHSU had 5 players score in double figures. Taylor Rolfs led the Tigers with 17, including knocking down 3 of 5 shots behind the arc. Whitney Randall added points on the board early, getting all 13 in the first half. Sydney Bergman shot perfect from the floor and the line, adding 11 points to the final score. Jaden Hobbs and Belle Barbieri both contributed to 10 points. The Tigers were unable to keep the momentum going Saturday as they shot just 33.3% from the floor. The Broncos lived by the 3 in the contest, shooting 56% from beyond the arc. The Tigers look to get back on track this week on the road, starting with a 5:30 p.m. tip-off at Central Missouri. USA Basketball released who would be attending training camp for the 2020 USA Men's 3-on-3 Olympic team, and former FHSU standout Dominique Jones made the list.
Jones is among 16 other people competing for a spot on the 4-person roster. The 4 men who will make the cut will represent the United States at the 2020 FIBA 3-on-3 Olympic qualifying tournament in India. Jones is no stranger to Team USA, as he led the 3-on-3 team to a gold medal at the Pan American Games in 2019. As a Tiger, the point guard helped the team to 2 NCAA appearances in 2010 and 2011. Jones finished his 2-year career at FHSU scoring 983 points. FHSU baseball went 1-3 from Larks Park during the weekend, falling to Colorado School of Mines in 3 straight games. The Tigers split the doubleheader Saturday, beating the Ore Diggers 11-9 in Game 1, but falling short in the second game 9-6. Colorado School of Mines controlled Sunday's doubleheader, blowing past the Tigers 20-11 and 6-5. Fort Hays will remain at home for a 4-game series against New Mexico Highlands this weekend. The first pitch will begin Friday at 3 p.m., followed by a doubleheader on Saturday with a noon start and a series finale on Sunday at noon. FHSU softball opened up the season with a 4-1 record after participating in the Lubbock Sports College Invitational during the weekend. The Tigers took the opener against UC Colorado Springs on Friday 14-10, but fell in their second game of the day against Chadron State 4-1. FHSU found a groove for the rest of the tournament with 3 consecutive wins against Southern Nazarene, New Mexico Highlands, and Colorado State Pueblo. The Tigers look to build on last week's performance with 5 games this weekend in Oklahoma. 2 more provisionals were picked up by the FHSU track and field team during the Bearcat Open last weekend. Pole vaulter Ryan Stanley posted another provisional and took first place as he stood alone to clear the 16-foot, 1.75-inch bar. Triple jumper Kayla Smith also earned another provisional mark, jumping 38 feet 7.5 inches for a second-place finish. The Tigers will head to Pittsburgh this weekend to compete in the Gorilla Classic on Friday and Saturday. FHSU Wrestling moved to 5-5 in dual action after beating Drury University 33-13 on the road. Brandon Ball, number 2 ranked wrestler in D2 competition at 141 pounds, led the Tigers to the win after defeating nationally ranked Pete Custer with a 6-0 decision. The senior is now 12-0 on the season and was named the MIAA Wrestler of the Week. He is the 3rd Tiger to receive this honor so far this season. That concludes this episode. Tune in next week for another episode of TMNtv. To stay up to date on the latest news and information throughout the week, visit tigermedianet.com. Until then, remember, roar Tigers!